All right, folks, here it is. The iPhone 17 Pro. Wait, no, sorry. Rumor iPhone 17 Pro. Yeah, that's what. Year is actually going to be a big one for Apple. Buckle up, baby. After last year's iPhone debacles, like, seriously, were those iPhones even trying? Apple is finally deciding to get scrappy. They're taking some risks, making moves. It's like Tim Cook was on vacation, came back, looked at the sales numbers and thought, what if we did something not embarrassing this year? Can we get a round of applause for that? Please. Because for the first time since, well, forever, this year's iPhone lineup won't look like last year's iPhone lineup. Praise the tech gods, Tim Cook giveth and taketh away, mostly taketh. But this year he's actually giving. Now let's talk about the design, because guess what? That's where you and every other normie are going to notice the changes first. So here we go. Let me hit you with a truth bomb. You've seen the renders, right? The ones with the horizontal camera bar and the two-tone look. Yeah. Forget about that. It's like someone mistook their 3D render for a Lego set and said, let's just throw stuff together and see what happens. Here's the problem. Apple's camera array. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. There's literally nowhere else to put it. Ever wonder why the iPhone camera lenses are all in that weird triangle formation? Yeah, that's because there's absolutely no room for them anywhere else. The notch, bless its little heart, took up space, and so that third lens, it had to go down there. Had to. I know, you're sitting there thinking, but why can't we just do a nice horizontal bar like Google Pixel's Cool Kids Club? Good question. Well, the problem is that Apple can't exactly just start moving stuff around willy-nilly. The dynamic island, remember? Yeah, that big thing up front. That's still there, stealing all the room. Now, these 3D renders we've been seeing, they don't give a flying F about that. The people making them are like, hey, it looks cool from the outside, but when you try to actually build it with real tech, nope. So yeah, this whole horizontal bar thing ain't gonna happen, fam. At least not this year. But hey, I've got two other options for you. The first option still involves this horizontal camera bar, but moved down to give room for Face ID. Kind of like a we tried, but we're not Google vibe. Then there's option number 2. Same old iPhone camera array. Yep. The same one you've been staring at for years. Exciting, huh? All right, folks, if you guessed that the iPhone camera layout is staying the same, congratulations. Here's your imaginary prize. But for real, Apple's just messing with us. The camera bar will still be a bar, but taller than you expected, and sitting like a sad, lonely rectangle on the back. The left side, still the same old thing. The right side, a flash, a mic, and a whole lot of confusion. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would Apple do this? Good question. And frankly, I have no clue. Apple is acting like that friend who always thinks they can do better than the status quo, then shows up to the party wearing a banana suit. We didn't ask for this, but here we are. Also, let's talk about that two-tone rumor. Remember when I told you to keep that in your back pocket for later? Well, it's later, and guess what? That two-tone thing is basically just the camera bar being so ginormous, it looks like an entire Papa John's pizza box slapped on the back of your phone. Two-tone? Nah, bro, it's just big. Big mistake. Oh, and the material? Yeah, sources say it's lighter, but people are debating if it's titanium or aluminum. You know what that means? Apple's either skimping or going all in on something nobody asked for. Either way, I bet my last $5 that you won't be able to tell the difference unless you're really into feeling things with your hands. And honestly, the whole iPhone 17 Pro just feels Google Pixel adjacent right now. Why? Because Apple is always trying to do something different for the sake of doing something different. But sometimes it just looks like change for the sake of money. Maybe it's time we all collectively admit that Apple isn't innovating as much anymore. They're just reacting to pressure. And I hate to say it, but that's why this new design feels weird. Yeah, it's new. But is it really the best thing Apple could do? Does Apple deserve credit for just copying the trends everyone else started? You tell me.